Can I be really honest with you? You're not signaling as well as you think you are. Let's be humble here. What you think you're signaling is not what the partner picked up. We need to have a filter. We need to be tactful, especially when we're being direct. Being direct without a filter is actually a trauma response. You're responsible for what you say, and there are consequences, positive and negative. Get your point across, do it respectfully. What is it that you think you're signaling? How do you test your theory? Can you say dick pic? Shirtless photos? Come on, y'all. Yep, that's signaling something. Stop doing that. That gets you blocked. Just don't. But I digress. There is room for improvement for most of us. That's the takeaway. As good as you are, as hard as you're trying, as much effort as you put in, there's room for improvement. Own it. Let's stay out of the friend zone, please. Use your words. Stop making your partner guess and stop guessing yourself. If you're not sure, ask. What do you mean by that? Here's what I'm hearing. Is that accurate? Stop assuming. Stop jumping to conclusions. Stop telling a story in your mind that you're not checking out. Hey, I'm not sure how to interpret what you just said. Ooh, that hurt. Is that what you were going for? Be direct, with tact, use your words. You can massage the words that I just gave you. You can do your own. We want to be friendly. That's who we are. Interested, romantic, friendly. We want to let them know that we're interested without being compliant, without giving up the fun of the conquest. That makes it boring. Without talking about sex, without the blurred lines on what's acceptable, how do you establish that you are dating material, not just a friend? So not talking about sex. Forget all the blurred lines on what is acceptable and not acceptable. How do you establish that you are dating material, not just a friend? Look, don't be creepy. Brainstorm. How do I not be creepy without touching? How do I convey interest and attraction? Men are notorious for not reading the other person well. Men are notorious for assuming that they like us without checking it out. Ask. Test your hypothesis before moving in. Did you pick up on the particular signals this particular person is sending? Are you sure? Remember, there's not one size fits all. Not all women do it the same way. Not all men do it the same way. People are inconsistent as heck. We have different triggers from one another as well. What might be an acceptable statement from one guy to this woman might not if coming from another guy, depending on the context. Brainstorm the context that would make it okay and what would make it not okay. Think it through, self-reflect, be aware, play the movie in your head all the way to the end. This might not end well. I've heard some people say, but not in these exact words, there's no room for improvement in what I'm doing. That's a dangerous thing to tell yourself. It's not going to end well if you say that. Creating sexual tension and attraction is calling attention to the fact that we are all sexual beings. I don't want you to see me through the lens of a friend. If I'm in the dating world, I want you to picture us together romantically, maybe even sexually. Make sure it's someone that you want and are attracted to, though. What are some ways to do that? I always go for eye contact. Some people shy away, but most people appreciate it. It's a nonverbal way to show interest and desire. We're adults, so don't giggle or smile during eye contact. It's not a stare down either. It might feel a little bit awkward at first, so get used to it. Make eye contact with yourself in the mirror. Practice it in the mirror. Literally, practice it in the mirror. Along with eye contact is savoring the conversation. Don't rush it. Don't think that sex is the dessert and you're rushing towards sex. People don't appreciate that. They feel used. You're not nervously talking to them. You're calm, cool, collected. And because of that, your confidence is attractive. You speak slowly, softly. You lean in and might gently touch the shoulder or the hand. What you have to say is worth the wait. They hang on your words because it's so interesting. It's not always what you say, but how you say it. how you touch. Now, pay special attention to the response to your touch. Some people recoil, some people lean in. Do they reciprocate, or do they immediately talk about a boyfriend or girlfriend? Let there be silence, even an awkward silence. Don't be the first to break the silence. Just like good posture, this exudes confidence. Your physical movements, make sure they're smooth, not jerky or sudden. You want them to feel comfortable around you, not on edge. No sexual tension occurs when their guard is up. If they're too comfortable, it doesn't feel sexual or romantic. Take your time with your responses, whether it's in person or via text. Let's not be in a rush. Live in the moment. And definitely don't interrupt them. I'm a busy person. I do have a life. I'm not just sitting here with my phone waiting for you. I have a life. I have friends. I have hobbies. You do too, right? Are you predictable or spontaneous when you go in for the kiss? Guys, look her in the eye. Hold her gaze a few seconds. Lean in for a kiss. Don't always do it at the end of the date like everybody else. It's a little cliche. You just asked, but not with words. Be spontaneous. Some people go off to a playground, they change the frame, they change the expectations actually during the date. Hey, let's get out of here, I know a place. Think to yourself, how does this person feel about me when they're with me? How do they feel about themselves when they're with me? Do they feel happy and joyous, playful, light? Do they feel heavy, dark, scared? After the date, take a little bit of time to think it through. Don't text right away. That signals that you're clingy. You like them, but as soon as you say it out loud, it can become awkward. Let it grow on both of you. Don't push it, don't force it, don't commit after date 1. So many people enjoy the mystery and the thrill. When you do text, refer to the date, but don't profess your love and kill the vibe. At the right time, then you can tell them about the dream that they were in. You can hint that it was romantic or sexual, but you don't know them well enough to give details yet. The slow build-up of tension is best in a good sex story, and who doesn't like a good story? Committing too early, being too compliant. Nope. Tell them no at least once. Counteroffer when they suggest where to go next. Some people apologize for going in for a kiss. A person of value never apologizes for their presence. You did nothing wrong in wanting to kiss. The timing might have been wrong. Are you willing to risk losing them? If so, why are you so confident? Well, I'm confident when I have other options. Or do I want to make sure that I scoop them up before somebody else does? Is there scarcity thinking or fear thinking? How do I stay out of the friend zone? I use my words, my nonverbals. I can flirt without mentioning sex in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable or unsafe. I might not even mention sex if I don't know how to do that. Maybe start with talking about holding hands, kissing, and caressing. They get the idea. Am I responsive to them? Or am I just doing my own thing? How do they respond when you talked about holding hands and romantic stuff? Were they responding in a positive way, anxious way, scared way? Do you back off when you read their signal to back off? Where is that line? See, that's the trick. There are multiple lines. Each person has their own threshold. You have no idea what their line is until you talk about it or you get to know them. You have to be responsive to theirs without crossing it first. If they're constantly telling you to back off and to get over on your side of the line, good luck coming back from that for most people. Do you mention that you do good foot rubs? Not now, but that you give massages. Get them thinking about you in romantic ways, not just sexual ways. Do talk about candlelight, walks by the beach, getting to know her. She wants to know that you know how to set the context to help her. She wants to know you're just not in it for the sex. She doesn't want to feel used. Are you interested in her as a person, or are you using her body for your own pleasure? If she's someone who's in it for the relationship, and you're in it just for sex, this isn't going to end well. Even after we were physically intimate, she did not see us as connected emotionally. She didn't see us as boyfriend or girlfriend. But we still went out on a double date. We went out to dinner. We were seen in public display of affection, physical intimacy afterwards. And after that, she said she didn't feel emotionally connected and didn't want to work toward that. All right, to me, that doesn't sound like someone in the friend zone. There was physical affection, intimacy, seen in public, but in the end, it functioned the same way. Think about that. Talk about it with them. Put yourself in their shoes. What would you want if you were them? What do you want? Think about your flirting game and showing interest. What's acceptable when showing interest in flirting? Have you figured out that you gotta use your words? We stink at mind reading. No guesswork. I'm a super polite, well-mannered, well-behaved guy. I listen well, I make eye contact, I'm respectful in my conversation. I'm kind of old-fashioned like that. Some women see that as the nice guy, but I don't see that. I'm not a doormat, just kind. There are some ways we signal respect to each other. I don't see myself breaking those habits because I like who I am. I do have to look at it and what signals people pick up from it. It's possible she sees those things as boring or doesn't have interest in a guy like that. Either your game needs improvement or she's not the right person for you. Do not change who you are just to get her. When she finds out who you really are, and that you pretended or made up a personality just for her, how does that end? Be who you are, don't change that. Change how you communicate, not your personality. How do I change my communication verbally and non-verbally without changing who I am? Personality can change. It's a myth that we don't change. People change all the time for lots of reasons. How you communicate is context dependent. How you talk to an infant is hopefully different than how you talk with your friends or your grandparents. If it's not, perhaps you need to focus more on your understanding of communication. What are you communicating? What are you communicating? And why are you communicating that right now? That's called strategic communication. Let's play with the concept. Let's assume you want to put yourself in the friend zone. Brainstorm what behaviors you need to put yourself there. Think through how you would communicate to someone that you are just friends and not romantically, not sexually interested in them. Do it right now. Do the mind experiment. In your mind, picture yourself doing a campaign of convincing them that you are not a sexual being. Sex does not matter to you. You do not see them as a romantic partner. They should not consider you to be a potential romantic partner. In your mind, what would that look like? What feelings does that stir up in you as you do that campaign to convince them? What might you say to them to make it absolutely certain that they should not look at you with any romantic interest? Do another repetition of this, and then think through what they might do to convince you that they are not a good romantic partner, or even a candidate for romance. What might they say that would be more convincing? Go ahead, put me in the friend zone. What could convince you to do that? Now let's list some mistakes that people make, how they put themselves into the category of friend or non-romantic candidate. Common mistakes include disqualifying yourself. Talk about your failures in dating, work, and family. The more you talk about how pathetic you are, the more you move out of the role of romantic partner. No one wants to date the person who's a failure. You're signaling, I'm going to fail with you. I cannot be relied upon to succeed with you, so don't even try. You would not like me because not helpful to give them that information. On the other hand, there's a game where you intentionally disqualify the other person or yourself and have them fight to get themselves back into a dating partner. Be careful when playing games. Never be mean. Don't play with their feelings. Especially don't tease them about something that they have a soft spot about. Oh, my grandma would love those shoes. I heard someone say to a woman, and she spent $500 for that pair of shoes. She could take it. She felt very confident in her shoe choices. The fact that someone would tease her about something that she felt very confident about it was appealing to her. I think that's a little high stakes for a lot of people. Not suggesting that one. Friend flirting is a little bit different. Friend flirting versus seeing your sexuality as part of a whole person. Well, let's just say don't put your sexuality in another compartment. If you are trying to convey that you're asexual or not a sexual partner or a sexual being for whatever reason, people are going to take you at your word. They will believe you. They will take you literally, and you were the one who planted the seed in their brain. Don't do that on a date. Integrate all of who you are. We all know those people who lead with their sexuality as if that's the most important aspect of them and they have nothing else to offer. All right, that's one extreme. But other people distance themselves from their sexuality as if they've never had a sexual thought, as if it wasn't part of them, as if sexual thoughts are dirty or shameful. They are above it, or afraid of it, or have some sort of relationship with it that excludes it from being fully integrated part of them. All right, I can be friendly, but not treat you like a friend, especially early on in dating. Take him for granted, like you do with a friend, but do it too soon. Cancel plans to accommodate them, but they don't do the same for you. Being overly familiar with them in a friendly way feels good and safe. It means you don't have to be vulnerable, but it's not good for romance. Being over sexually familiar is downright creepy. You made some assumptions that are not context specific. You like sex, you're interested in getting to know me, and once you know me, you would like to be sexual? Obviously, one of those is more attractive than the other. Guys tend to think that we're more attractive. When we actually poll the women, they're like, yeah, he's not so attractive. We tend to rate them higher on attraction. They tend to rate us lower on attraction. If you assume that she finds you hot, that expectation might get you in a little trouble. How do I even know if the person likes me? Hey, you don't. Even if they tell you, they might not be being honest. Even if they tell you that you are not attractive to them, they might not be honest. Does it matter? Do you find yourself attractive? In the end, that's the only thing in your control. Putting them on a pedestal. You're too pretty for me. You're better educated. You would never go for someone like me. You're too good for me. I'm intimidated by you. You make too much. You're too smart. You're too athletic. You're in too good shape. I'm too fat. Make any one of those statements, you just might be done. Yep, you killed it. No interest. Don't put a potential partner on a pedestal. Don't put yourself below them. Don't throw yourself under the bus. It doesn't tend to work out long term when you do that. Short term, it might be interesting, but it's not sustainable to put somebody on a pedestal. You can be fond of them. You can admire an aspect of their personality and point it out. But as a whole package, putting them out of reach, well, puts them out of reach. Most people want an equal, not someone to adore them like a follower. If you are somebody who wants people to adore you without it being reciprocated, please talk to a mental health professional about that. Trying too hard. You've seen that. Person's trying to impress them. Just be you. Tell your stories. So here's your assignment. Tell the story about how wonderful you are without saying, I'm wonderful, or bragging. Think about what characteristics you would like to highlight, and in telling the story, mention those. Be subtle, or it sounds like you're that little kid saying, look what I can do, to his mom. Not an attractive look. It comes off as desperate. It feels to the other person that you think they are better than you. I don't want to date someone who's less than me. I want to date the best I can date, and you just signal you're not the best I can do. When you brag or try to impress me, you're putting yourself one down, believe it or not. I am the prize. That's what one person suggested thinking. Instead of, ooh, she's the prize. No, I'm the prize. Someone will say, hey, buy me a drink. Will you comply and do what you're told? If so, you're sure as heck not my equal. Will you serve me? You're not my equal. When I misbehave, will you hold me accountable? That's my equal. Are you like every other person out there, or are you different? How do you stand out? Are you a little mysterious? Not weird or shady. Do I have to figure you out? That's kind of fun. Or are you someone impressed with my looks and willing to do anything possible to get with me? That is not going to attract me. Making them the prize instead of you puts them in the friend zone, puts you in the friend zone. Being too available. Oh yeah, I can go at any time. I don't have anything going on. Yeah, whatever I'll just cancel for you. When can we meet this week? I'm free anytime. All right, that might be an honest answer. You might have a week that has a lot of free time. What did you just signal? I don't have a life. I will do whatever it takes to spend time with you. All right, at some point in the relationship, that might be important or a good thing. That's your spouse. Yeah, it's romantic, but in early dating, that's not how it comes off. If you do not have a life and you're looking to join them or have them entertain you or make your life interesting, not attractive. If your life is interesting and you welcome them to join you, that's attractive. My life works for me is different than I'm free every day this week. I have nothing going on of interest. So prepare your ego for this. You ready? Honestly, you're not as interesting as you think. Part of it's you're not selling yourself well. You might actually be boring, or at least marketing yourself as boring. That's how it's coming off. That'll put you in the friend zone. Do interesting things. Talk about the interesting things without bragging. Oh my God, that reminds me of the time I was is a good start. Now, how you tell the story is vital. Is it an advertisement for how wonderful I am, or is it an attempt to connect? Pay attention to your motivation. Are you allowing yourself to be known and letting the partner connect, or is it a shameless advertisement for how awesome you are? That's a turnoff. When you're interested, that is more attractive than focusing on being interesting. If you're focused on yourself, that comes off as selfish, self-referencing. You might be signaling that it's all about you. A cultural anthropologist is someone who's curious, intellectually curious about the culture they're studying. Make your partner somebody you study. Get to know your partner. Point out what you like and find interesting. The fact that somebody's interested in me is highly attractive. I hear stories of people who are just interested in using the other person, not getting to know them. For example, being on LinkedIn, I get friend requests all the time. Immediately before they even know me, they want to sell me something. Imagine a complete stranger asking you to buy something. They're halfway around the world. They don't care about me. They don't even know me. They care about the sale. How does that land? Same thing in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship. I want a companion. I want sex. I want cuddling. Yeah, do they want that with just anybody, or do they want that with me? Or hearing the person say, I'm horny. All right, that's okay. People get horny. But do you want to connect with me as a person, or do you just want to be sexual because you're horny and anybody would do? It makes me feel so special. Get a few stories that demonstrate your character. Ask a good friend to review the story with you. If you don't have friends, you're telling her that you're not interesting. Get friends. If you don't know how to make friends, that makes sense that dating would be much more challenging. The friendship skills are similar to the skills for a romantic relationship. Long-term, healthy relationships are built on friendship. The skills are the same. The qualities are the same. What's the difference to you? Another friend zone concept. I attract people, and after a few dates, it blows up. I keep doing the same pattern. Why? What pattern do you notice? Are you a good partner? Did you stop chasing? Did you signal that you're together and it took the spark away? Some people aren't done with the interview, Yet if you signal that you're long-term partners after a few dates, that definitely turns people away. It's like unearned love. Not all people, but enough. Are you signaling that you're a good catch, a good partner, somebody who improves their life? Do they like how they feel when they're with you? Being a bad partner is tricky. Maybe not signaling that you're a bad partner, but maybe not a good partner. What are they looking for in a partner? Do you value that? Can you cook? Is your house clean enough? Too clean? How much time do you have for them? Are you a parent that holds your kids accountable? Do you let them get away with anything because you don't have boundaries? Is your dog out of control because you don't have boundaries? Well, that tells them what the relationship's going to be like. You are signaling all sorts of things by how you dress, drive, eat, parent, raise your pets, clean, etc. We're still trying each other on, and most people have no idea how to weed out those who don't fit. Most people go to one of the extremes: too picky, not selective enough. Want a long-term healthy relationship? Look for the following. Are you kind, loyal, emotionally stable, able to handle conflict? Work on those long-term partner characteristics in yourself. When dating, look for those in others. The more time you spend together with them, seeing your interesting qualities, the better. If you're marketing yourself as a project, work in progress, just going to help you grow up, it's just not attractive. The unhealthy partner will see you as a project and enjoy it for a while. If you have your stuff together, more people find that attractive. So get your life in order. Take care of business. Go to a good counselor. Fix the things that make you unattractive. Hold yourself responsible for fixing the things that need fixing. Your personality is just fine. How you express your personality might have room for improvement. How about your fashion? Bad dressing. Time for an upgrade? If you're older, are you dressing too young? Are you dressing too old? Are you highlighting your best features? Do you see yourself as an attractive person? If you don't see yourself as an attractive person, the other person is going to keep you in the friend zone. Are you interested in being or making yourself attractive for yourself as well as your partner? Are you making the other person do the work of finding you? I'm a counselor. I think that I'm highly effective. Early in my career, I thought that was enough. People should just know that I'm good and come to me. Enter a class in marketing. If people don't know I exist, they can't like me. If I don't put myself out there, I'm not allowing them to benefit from my counseling. If they knew me and came to me, they would improve rapidly and profoundly, at least those willing to do the work. They would then tell their friends. But before they became ambassadors for me, they have to find me. Do I make it easy for people to find me? It's the same exact concept for dating. Do I hide myself and justify it with some sort of cheesy defense? Am I being bland or a wallflower? That's me hiding. Yep, you're likable, but you're sabotaging yourself when you hide. Put yourself out there. Someone's going to appreciate your quirks if you allow them to get to know you. If you don't let them get to know you, you're hiding behind your intellect, you're hiding your feelings. Nope, not a good strategy. Hey, look, I am not everybody's cup of tea. I know that. Thank goodness. If I am me and allow people to know me, that repels the people who should not like me. In marketing, we call that branding. You have to know who not to appeal to. It's really okay with me if that group doesn't like what I have to offer. It's not one size fits all. Not everybody will like me. It's important that the people I want to work with like me. It's important that they value what I have to offer. Same in dating. Being bland and playing it safe is not going to attract. That might actually repel. Be true to yourself. Know that people are marketing themselves. Yep, you've got competition in the dating world. What is it that your competition's offering? How are they differentiating themselves from the competition? Like a job interview, are you putting your best foot forward? Or are you hiding and hoping that they discover you? Help them realize how wonderful you are and do your part of the equation. Not knowing what you're capable of. Who are you? Do you know yourself? Love yourself? Be yourself. Most people don't look deeply into themselves. They don't get to know and love themselves. What is it that makes you enthusiastic, which is very attractive, give you passion, attractive, has meaning for you, attractive, and makes you persevere when things get tough, attractive? Why would I be interested in a relationship with you? What are you offering me that I can't get myself or can't get elsewhere? What's in it for me? There's your branding. There's your marketing. Show me. Demonstrate that you can make me laugh, take care of me, provide, make me feel good about myself, while being true to yourself, not throwing yourself under the bus. Show me that you're healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, that you're balanced. Healthy is attractive. Having potential, ambition, and dreams is attractive. Enthusiasm, attractive. Let's be honest with ourselves. Sometimes our lives are boring. Are you enjoying life? Are you finding it stimulating, balanced? Some highlight, some downtime? What are you excited about in your life this week, this month, today? If nothing about your life excites you, it's unlikely you'll convey that your life is exciting. Do you offer the possibility of endless boring times together? Boring dates are boring, all the usual stuff. Create a list right now of things that you would like to do in your life and what get you excited about your life. What kind of date would you look forward to going to? List possible dates that are outside the box and exciting. Stand out from the crowd. Dopamine also makes people memorable. They want to press the dopamine button. There has to be some risk, danger, excitement, courage, and bravery. Something has to stimulate them, or you remain friends, and you remain bored with your own life. Remember, if you are bored with your life, don't expect them to be interested. So imagine trying to convince somebody to like you and to choose you. Instead, ask them for a favor. People like you when you ask for a favor. Please like me. I'll do anything you want. Just like me. Not attractive. If you're convincing someone to like you instead of being yourself and living your interesting life, well, not attractive. Think about it this way. If you have to convince someone to go out with you, what does that look like 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? Do you have to keep convincing them to overcome objections? Do you benefit from somebody who doesn't really value who you are? That's not a healthy relationship. So touching produces oxytocin. Not touching? Not good. Strong eye contact also produces oxytocin. The friend zone's tough here. How do you work in a fist bump, a handshake? Can you make good eye contact without staring them down or being creepy? Can you gaze into the depth of their soul while you carry on the conversation? Too much too soon, it's unearned. You might be creepy. Wait too long, you enter the friend zone. So make eye contact early and often. Calibrate how much is too much for them. Some people hate eye contact. Ask yourself why. Is that a deal breaker? Fist bump, high five, shake hands, do a real hug. Don't pass into the creepy zone, please. Touching helps us bond. Not touching is signaling friends, because friends don't touch. Think about that person who does the A-frame hug or side hug or bro hug. You relegated yourself to the friend zone, and you're blaming the other person for doing it. Let's stop blaming other people for responding to our behavior. They're not operating in a vacuum. My behavior is a catalyst. I am not entitled to a relationship with them. They're allowed to not be attracted to me emotionally, ambition, looks, career, personality, politics, core values, how I treat people. Acting as if they owe you is not attractive. Hey, are you funny? Do you make each other laugh? I can look at the world from so many different perspectives. I see how absurd life is. I can have fun, be playful. That's appealing. Or I'm depressed. Nothing's funny. I'm a Debbie Downer. Overly serious. Please like me anyway. Nope, not a winning strategy. So listen to some comedians. Memorize a joke. Go to comedy club. Laugh more. Read funny stories, memes. Challenge your thinking. Negative thinking pushes people away. Yeah, acknowledge the negative. But my goodness, don't stay there. Lack of adventure, boring. What'd you do today? I painted. It's true, but the question is asking something that I missed. She doesn't really care about the biographical details. She wants to know if I'm interested in my own life, if I'm growing, if I'm ambitious, curious, loyal, stable. Can I handle life when it gets discouraging? She wants to know me. How was your day? Fine. All right, try this on instead. I find that I grow more as a person when I do things that are not in my wheelhouse. I am challenging myself to get out of the comfort zone until I feel comfortable everywhere. I'm building up my ability to persevere. I'm also working on getting into the zone, into flow, into meditative absorption more. As I approach life from the beginner's mind, I like life more. I feel more grateful. I can see connections that I could not previously see. Oh, how do you do that? Well, today, the medium's painting. But I find that I can approach anything in life like that and be fascinated by it. I learn so much more when I approach it with playfulness, and as if I've never encountered it before. All right, you've just taught something that she values. She looks at you differently, tries on your perspective. He might be able to help me. You might be a good partner to have in life with that point of view. Imagine what life would be like with someone like that. I'm not really looking to grow. Well, then she's not good for me. People who are with me are required to grow. It's in the contract. But seriously, if you're with me and you see all the ways I challenge myself, you're going to be interested by the prospects. Seeing me grow will likely touch your feelings in some way. Most of us, when we see someone grow and blossom, we mimic their behavior because it feels so good. I've had other people say, Don, I can't stand you. You're always improving. You're always doing things. It's just intimidating. I can't handle it. Okay. Is what you're doing getting her adrenaline going? What gets your adrenaline going? Do more of it. Even more. Yep, keep going. Are you in the flow or are you bored? How much of your life is just playing safe? Stay safe, stay small, be boring. No one likes that way of living. All right, your emails. Too many emojis. Friendly, not flirtatious. You're in the friend zone. Flirting is expressing interest. Do you express interest in every single interaction? Boredom? Disinterest? You know when someone doesn't care about you. When someone's interested, you know. What is it they're doing that helps you know? Clingy or wanting attention? You're really clingy? I don't like that. You're my friend. You're my only friend. I couldn't do it without you. Please pay attention to me and spend all your time with me. Nope, nobody likes that. Especially at the beginning. Justify why I should be interested in what you're doing and saying. I challenge you to live more and be more interesting. The truth is you probably are interesting. You're just not marketing yourself well. Talk about feelings. Feelings are the key to connection. Not drama or dopamine, but the deeper feelings. Talk about courage, bravery, overcoming difficulty. And then watch how people listen. What are the stories that people love to hear? Learn to tell stories like a pro. Listen to them talk about their problems with previous relationships. Nope, don't do that. Don't do it. You move right into the friend zone. No, in the friend zone. Hey, that's something you tell other people, not me. That's not the relationship I want with you. I don't want to be your counselor or that friend. We don't use potential mates that way. You are accepting getting relegated to the zone of friends if you accept listening in that way. You have a choice of not accepting it. So let's say she wants to go somewhere and you don't. Don't change your mind and supplicate. Compliance and showing you that you're not the equal, that doesn't work well if you want to date. Be playful and tease, well-intended, not mean. Are you playful and fun? Do you banter well and show what the future might be like? Let's sit down and have multiple boring conversations. Or, hey, let's have a lot of fun. Let's get amused and entertained. Don't go right into dating and skipping the courting, the mystery, the conquest. Viva la mystery. Everyone says they don't like games, and then people, man, they miss the games. The courtship is fun. Don't decide too early to date. Some people do that. They skip over the milestones that are necessary.